I'm a very optimistic person, and from the meeting I had with FEMPIA some weeks ago in my office, and what they told me about their projections, I'm very, very confident and confident that the economic outlook, especially of the pharmaceutical sector, is going to have a boom if the government also plays its own part with the promises they have made to the industry. So we are looking for better things to come.
Looking at what we have gone through in the past 1 year, specifically, I don't even want to go to 2 years, 3 years. It will agree with you that we have seen quite a lot of shocks, a lot of turbulence, a lot of honestly unexpected uncertainties that has shaken the basic foundation of the industry. Most of us, most of our colleagues, many companies are struggling to survive. And when you look at it, so this is an opportunity for us to gather together, look at things together, take a very cursory analysis of what is going on in the country and what are the likely solutions to solve it. Honestly, that's why we're having this thing. That's if you look at the team, the shocks, how to withstand it, especially among the key stakeholders. This is a forum for the captains of industries, CEOs. So, and we are going to have an open discussion, just like a town hall meeting, where everybody will be free to air your views, to make suggestions on what we can do to solve, to help some at least upcoming CEOs. Any country that is 100% run by what you call the top echelons and capital, we should also make room for the middle and the small. So, but if you find that like the small and the middle now, they're almost like fizzling out, leaving the big boys, and only the big boys cannot solve the whole problem. So we are here to look at this economy and see what we can do to help the government, the regulatory authorities, offer our own suggestion, and hoping and believing that they will listen to us. And that's the whole essence of this economic outlook.
Thank you. It's a success. You could see the robust discussion, engagement, and deliberation coming together of CEOs to discuss on the common issues. It's something very, very important. You also know how volatile our economy is, and I think most of us, have some good takeaway, leaving this place. And I think our administration has done well, and constantly for 4 years to deliver a successful CEO and economic outlook. So our dispensation is coming to an end in June, where we'll usher new executives to take up the mantle from where we stopped. We need government sincerity. We are over-regulated, over-taxed. And regulators should also understand that some good policies can actually be bad in a wrong economy. We've seen good policies in a very wrong economy and at a very wrong time. I will advise that if they keep pushing the right people out of business, they might not see people to regulate at the end. So they should consider aside from considering the health of the nation, because health is wealth, and it's also in two ways: health, drugs, and financial muscle. So these are things they need to consider, because if the pharmaceutical industry is robust, that goes down to help our GDP, the income per capita head, and the rest of them. But when you're pushing these successful businesses out of business, you are also increasing unemployment rates. So these are all the things the regulators also need to look at. As much as we want to safeguard the health of the nation, let us also know that if the businesses are not robust and strong, there won't be growth in all the aspects. Sustainability is key. We are doing a lot of consultation. I can also be open to tell you that a lot of people have because I'm also looking at what happens to my business if I throw into that. But it's something we are looking at, and I'm not saying that I'm not considering that. I'm seriously considering that, so that there will be sustainability. NAIP has grown rapidly, robustly over a few years now, and it will be unwise if we don't continue to sustain the tempo.
It's almost like letting the cat out of the bag. And today we are here to listen to a man who has been there looking at the budgeting and the kind of Nigeria, going to speak his mind. But without preempting him, I want to believe that 2025 should be a year for budgets for Nigeria. We're going through a transformation without challenges, but the result of Nigerian entrepreneur and CEO has been such that we're expecting a much brighter outlook. Looking at the total indices of the national international economies, I believe that we should be ready to actually move on and delivering on the objectives of any investor in the pharma sector.
This is a NAIP function, Association of Industrial Pharmacists of Nigeria, and we are here to learn. If you look at the keynotes and look at people that are coming in, everybody is here to learn.
To a very large extent, the workshop, I can strongly assert, has been quite successful, has been quite insightful, has been quite revealing, and has also been quite productive. There is no saying the fact that local manufacturing remains the way to help stabilize our economy, to conserve forex for us. It will also offer employment opportunities to our teaming young men and women who are seeking a job. So local manufacturing remains the way. And it will also help us build capacity. I can assure you we'll put elaborate arrangements in place to ensure that we have a fairly successful conference that will stand a test of time and would be seen as the best of the conferences we have in the recent years. So we're working hard, I can assure you. But very importantly, let me also place on record that we want to collaborate with NAIP to ensure that we strengthen institutional pharmaceutical business. And that forms part of the presentation I made earlier. We are looking at a lot of interventions government can put in place to ensure that this idea of accumulation of debt to pharma industry becomes a thing of the past. We are working very hard. We are also looking at reaching out to major stakeholders in the National Assembly to ensure that the essential medicines and health commodities Act, the Provision, Management and Utilization Act is passed into law. With that, we believe that piece of the legislation to drive the industry and help the industry survive the shocks and tame the tides.
This year's conference is going to be a completely different thing. Of course, CEO Forum is a forum where pharmacists and those that into pharmaceuticals, where we gather every year to brainstorm on the financial outlook of the year ahead. Although this year's one came a little late. Actually, it was to be started by February, but due to some uncertainties, we are not doing it this March. So we are really going to expect a lot because we have a lot of very good keynote speaker that's going to analyze the economy ahead, and it's going to be a virtual event for every other person that will come to me.
The conference was well organized and well attended, and the discussion points were very critical. The pharmaceutical industry is very critical in providing available quality, efficacious and safe medicines. And for CEOs to come together during this course of meeting to discuss current realities of the economy and how they can improve production and making medicines available. We're not just talking medicines only, but we're talking about quality, efficacious and safe medicines. So I believe this conference was time bound. and the discussion points were well understood. Pharmacovigilance, simply put, means safety, ensuring safety of medicines that patients take. It is about putting systems in place to ensure that available medicines in the market are safe for the populace. It is not good that when a patient takes a medication for the treatment of a particular disease condition, he begins to experience some adverse reactions. Sometimes it is commonplace, it can happen. But if we do not put structures in place to actually monitor the safety of these medicines in the market, it can jeopardize the life of the patient, because quality and safety go hand in hand. We know that there are a lot of unscrupulous businessmen who go ahead manufacturing fakes, counterfeits and substandard medicines. But if captains of industry put pharmacovigilance systems in place for the monitoring of their products, they are able to be informed well ahead of time if there are safety concerns related to their products. And this will help all of us working together as a one concerted effort to ensure quality, safety, and ensuring also public health. So safety, pharmacovigilance is a must-do. For the common man, if you take medication and you have an adverse drug reaction, do well to report. We have developed tools for reporting. Before we're using the paper forms, but right now, because of the availability, people use Androids and iPhones a lot. We have developed the electronic formats and put it right into our phones. It's an app, the MedSafety app, so that if you take any medication and you have an adverse drug reaction, what you simply do is pick up your phone and download the app, MedSafety app. It is self-guided. You follow the directions and you're able to report your adverse drug reaction comfortably. This removes the bureaucratic movement of forms, paper forms, because once you report it, it gets into my system and I'm able to look at it with my team and identify safety concerns that may militate against safety of patients and be able to guide my agency in taking informed regulatory decisions based on products in the market. We have taken several regulatory actions related to safety of medicines just to ensure that we safeguard public health. People must report, because when you don't report, we must develop that culture. It's an attitudinal change, because ensuring safety is not just the industry's responsibility. It is also the responsibility of the patient who is taking the drug. So when they report and we identify safety concerns, we take regulatory actions. And one thing people should know is your reporting does not implicate you. What we are interested in is knowing, oh, this kind of drug or the active can actually cause this kind of reaction. There are situations that different methods will be applied in terms of regulatory decision. It is not only, oh, remove the product from the market or give penalties, but there could be guidance in terms of usage that health professionals may take new understanding of how that product causes that and the kind of patients that should not be given that particular drug. So it's a whole lot of improvement in the system that we're working in. I believe by all of us joining hands and the captains of the industry putting in the right systems and structures for pharmacovigilance and identifying who their qualified persons for pharmacovigilance is and working with us in NAFDAC, I think we'll be able to make products that are in the market safer.
It's for us to rub minds on our environment because we exist within the environment. We can't do anything without the environment. So we need to know what is going on. Last year has been terrible in terms of a lot of things that happened, particularly in the forex market. It was difficult, very difficult for most organizations to survive. So we are here, but we survived. That's why we are here. So let's take a look at the system. Let's make projections together. Let's experts discuss with us, and let us see how we are going to survive again in 2025.
It's an annual event, NAIP CEO Forum / Outlook, Economic Outlook. So it's expected to be a huge turnout this year, given that we're combining the two events, the Economic Outlook and the CEO Forum, wherein we will be unveiling new CEOs who have been guys who have become CEOs within the last 1 year, and we'll be discussing economics as it affects Nigeria. What are the expectations? What has happened economically? What is happening? And what is going to happen? How does it affect your business? And how do you mitigate the effects? And then continue to push forward in your business, remaining visible and vibrant. We'll have erudite personalities who come talking about these issues.
As you know, the way it's a global economic issue. The way the economy is going, you'll find out that actually we need to sit down, brainstorm, to know how to go forward. Because without proper brainstorming and thinking outside the box, the basis of that is for people to come together to look at it holistically, the way the economy is running. That's why we brought somebody from an experienced person to come and open our eyes to the horizon of the economic paradigm. When government stresses strategies, long time and short-term strategy. Short-term strategy might encourage local manufacturers with raw materials by removing duties. The president has made an announcement for more than a year now, but we still pay duties from even the importation of raw materials. So that's made the drug go further high. But when we talk about long-term goal, why do we have petroleum? You see, the 90% or even 99% of the excipients of pharmaceutical drugs are made from petroleum, organic chemistry. That's synthesized. So synthesized not called petrochemicals. We are not doing PMS, doing jet fuel, and we are moving up and down with diesel. We have not done 90% of what petroleum can offer. So, what it should call Dangote NNPC, it should be Dangote Petroleum and Petrochemicals. So let us give us time, then we don't need to import, but we have this locally. Then the manufacturers, we have all the chemical synthesizer, they have what they use for manufacturing, then bring the cost of production down. We have challenges, fueling of generator, you know what I mean? If it makes the cost of production high, then as I told you, getting raw materials, difficult. They clearing at the port. They clear ports, they clear pharmaceutical as if they are clearing other goods like cars and food. You should have a special session to make it instantly. You see people bringing the products, even those that are even importing food finish and the same challenge. It takes months to get it clear. So that's the major challenge. And as I told you earlier, the electricity, very vital. You see how much they pay on diesel. I went to one of my friends around the manufacturer. He lamented and see if you can remove this cost away from you. I think you have to think that cost and you have to work better, efficiently. Actually, I'm very grateful for their work. What I'm appreciated is that it wasn't all by money, but by the efforts, by contribution to society. So that's why I said to be a fellow for the Society of Nigeria, it's somebody that have contributed a lot to the well-being and growth of society. So I do appreciate it, especially from my president, past president, Pharmaceutical, let me say. Working with him was very fantastic, very prudent man. So I was able to contribute my quota to ensure the success of Nigeria. And we are here again to support the president.
It is very important gathering, very important meeting. The aim is to establish further cooperation between all stakeholders, including the manufacturers, the distributors, service providers just like us, that will create a platform to drive the industry forward. That is the most important thing. Expressing ideas, exchanging ideas, and also find a solution for the common problem that the industry faces.
At the conference, I actually think it's a timely one, given the whole economic situation. So I'm actually looking forward to see how they would bring out the economic situation related to how it affects them, because it's something we actually do at our own initiative. So it's like the first time I'll see something like this. I didn't even know it happens. So saying it that they are trying to see the economic outlook and how it affects them is actually so I'm actually excited to be here. I hope I enjoy myself.
The way the economy is now, you need to have an idea before you plan anything. Because we don't know what the economy holds, what the situation means, what are the expectations as far as investment is concerned. One is likely to make mistakes. So that's why we are here to rub minds with other people to know what the year holds in full, so that one will avoid making planning mistake, economic mistakes. So that's why we are here to learn from other people, because nobody knows all.
Aside from thanking everybody, the dignitaries and the CEOs for showing up on this event, I will also say that it has been a very interesting, knowledge-grabbing event. I know that everybody that comes here will leave with something good that will help his or her business. So I sincerely thank everybody for the robust deliberation we've had today, and I will say that God should bless us all in Jesus' name.